Hello, everybody. My name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis. It's in the county share of the state of Tennessee. Today's date, Monday morning, July the 27th, 2026. Time, 9 o'clock a.m. First, I thank my family support for you. Continue to continue to keep myself employed in the Memphis tri-state area and continue to further my education. I continue to pursue my social degree instead of being administrative contract. My present time took a break from going to school. In the future, I do intend to go back to school and continue to further my education by continuing to pursue my social degree instead of being administrative contract in marketing as well as other degree. Now, I'm going to start my Facebook Live. Hello, everybody. My name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county sheriff, state of Tennessee. Today's date is Monday morning, July the 27th, 2026. Time, 9:02 a.m. First, I thank my family, my support for you. Continue to keep myself employed in the Memphis tri-state area and continue to further my education. I continue to pursue my social degree instead of being administrative contract in marketing. Present time took a break going to school in the future. I do intend to go back to school, continue to further my education. I continue to pursue my social degree instead of being administrative contract in marketing as well as other degree. Now, first, I want to say thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Son of God, for all the blessings and guidance provides us all with. And continue to pray about natural disasters, continue to pray about wars that are being fought, and continue to pray, And so, like I said, continue to pray non-stop. Now, what we got? We got the Holy Bible, King James Version of the Holy Bible. One God is Rabbi Akiva, one of the most respected rabbis in the Jewish faith. He lived during like the late, like during the first century. And this man stood up for his faith. And he was being held and tortured by the polytheists. And as you know, Rabbi Akiva had already stated he did not want the Jewish faith to be influenced by the Grecian philosophy, and he didn't want that Gnosticism to be an influence on Judaism either, because they, as we know, they are heretics. That's what they are, heretics. Judaism is one God. Gnosticism is two. Mitigated dualism. And so Rabbi Akiva, who was being tortured by the polytheists, before he died, he recited the Shema Yisrael. O ye Israel, your Lord, your God, is one God. That's what it says. And when he recited that, while being tortured by the polytheists, he then died. One God, one. Rabbi Akiva, before he died, recited the Shema Yisrael. O Israel, your God is one God. The Holy Bible, Old Testament and New Testament. One God, one. Not two or more. One God. One God. Now, we're in the Old Testament or the Holy Bible, in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse number 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Again, we're in the Holy Bible, King James Version. In the Old Testament, the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse number 1. We just read it. Now, we're going to also read, there's a reference. Let's go to the New Testament, to the book of John. And we're going to read verses 1. John chapter 1, verse number 1. And we're going to continue reading. All right. So we're in the New Testament. We're in the book of John, chapter 1. And we're going to read verses 1, 2, and 3. And 4 and 5. And it reads, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. And in him was life, and the light was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. One God, one God, one. Only one God. Talking about the material world made by an inferior God that mitigated dualism in cosmology. That's a lie. So again, we just read from the book of John in the New Testament, chapter 1. We read verses 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. We're going to continue our reading. We're going to go to the book of Exodus, chapter 20. And we're going to read verses 1 through 17. That's in the Old Testament. All right, we're in the Old Testament, in the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verses 1 through 17, the Ten Commandments. And it reads, And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and the fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold them guiltless that take his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. So we just read in the Old Testament from the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. One God. With the book of Deuteronomy. It's in the Old Testament. Chapter 4. We're going to read verse 35. And it reads, Unto thee it was shewed that thou mightest know that the Lord, he is God. There is none else beside him. We just read from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 35. We're going to also read verse 39 in the same chapter. And it reads, Know therefore this day, and consider it in thine heart, that the Lord, he is God. Excuse me. That the Lord, he is God. in heaven above and upon the earth beneath. There is none else. So we just read in the Old Testament, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 39. Now let's go to the book of Joshua in the Old Testament. We're going to read chapter 2, verse number 11. We're in the Old Testament, the book of Joshua, chapter 2, verse number 11. And it reads, "And as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt, neither did there remain any more courage in any man, because of you. For the Lord your God, he is God in heaven above and in earth beneath. One God." We just read from the book of Joshua, chapter 2, verse number 11. Now, let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6. The book of Deuteronomy in the Old Testament, chapter 6. We're going to read verse number 4. And this is the verse that Rabbi Akiva recited before he died. The Shema Yisrael. And it reads, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord." Just read in the Old Testament, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse number 4. Now, we're being referred to the New Testament. First Corinthians, chapter 8, verse 4 and verse 6. So let's go there. So we're in the New Testament. First Corinthians, chapter 8. We're going to read verse 4 and we're going to read verse 6. So let's read verse 4. "As concerning therefore the eating of those things that are offered in sacrifice unto idols, we know that an idol is nothing in the world, and that there is none other God but one." And we can also read verse number 6. And it reads, "But to us there is but one God, the Father, of whom are all things, and we in him, and one Lord, Jesus Christ, by whom are all things, and we by him." So we just read in the New Testament, 1 Corinthians chapter 8. We read verse number 4 first. And then we also read verse number 6. And also, so let me see here. Now, we're going back to the Old Testament, to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verses 39 through 43. In the Old Testament, book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32. We're going to read verses 39 through 43. One God. All right. We're in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32. And we're going to read verses 39 through 43. And it reads, "See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. If I with my glittering sword in my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies and will reward them that hate me. I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives, from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, and will render vengeance to his adversaries, and will be merciful unto his land and to his people." So I just read from the Old Testament, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verses 39 through 43. One God, one God. Rabbi Akiva. Make sure you remember. Dualism in cosmology. Now, dualism in cosmology. Dualism in cosmology. Now, belief that two fundamental concepts exist, which often oppose each other. Moral dualism, the belief of the great complement of or conflict between the benevolent and the malevolent. It simply implies there are two moral opposites at work. When you're saying moral opposites, it can be one God. It can be more than one God. It can even be none. But by contrast, duotheism and bitheism and ditheism implies two gods, at least two. Bitheism implies harmony. Ditheism implies rivalry and opposition between good and evil, or light and dark, or summer and winter. Now you have a ditheistic system, could be one where one God is the creator and the other is the destroyer. In theology, dualism can also refer to the relationship between the deity and the creation. Theistic dualism. Now, when you're talking about ontological dualism, which is alternative, the world is divided into two overarching categories. You have an opposition. Now we're talking about like Chinese culture and philosophy. The opposition and combination of the universe's two basic principles expressed as yin and yang. Now, we talking about moral dualism. We talking about that great complement or conflict between the benevolent and the malevolent. Now, when you talk about moral dualism, that don't mean you can leave out monist or monotheistic principles. Moral dualism, it implies there are two moral opposites at work. Now, independent of any interpretation, what might be moral, and unlike ditheism and bitheism, independent of how these may be represented. Now, historically, moral dualism began. Pay attention to what we said. Moral dualism. Pay attention. Because you go around running your mouth. There was a beginning of moral dualism. It began as a theological belief. Dualism was first seen the first time they seen this. First time they seen it. Historically, the first time dualism in Egyptian religious belief by the contrast of the gods Set, disorder and death, and Osiris, order and life. The first explicit conception of dualism came from the ancient Persians, religion of Zoroastrianism, around the mid-5th century BC. And Zoroastrianism is a monotheistic religion that believes that Ahura Mazda is the eternal creator of all good things. And so, even when you talk about Christianity, the religious dualism between good and evil is not a perfect dualism. God, good, will inevitably destroy Satan, evil. Now, let's point this back out about this history. Moral dualism had a beginning. Moral dualism had a beginning as a theological belief. Dualism was first seen implicitly in Egyptian. Make sure you implicit. Get the dictionary. Okay. Implicit. First definition. Understood. Though not directly stated or expressed. Implied. Also potential. Number 2. Complete. Unquestioning. Absolute. So that's implicit. Dictionary falling apart. I've been using it. So now my dictionary falling apart. Okay, so we got implicit. So again, when we talk about the history of moral dualism, it had a beginning. And so moral dualism had a beginning theologically. And saying that dualism, now listen now, when we say this, the historians, people all over the earth, all over the globe, all over the planet, moral dualism began as a theological belief. Dualism was first seen implicitly in Egyptian religious beliefs by the contrast of the gods, Set, disorder and death, and Osiris, order and light. So that's what they're talking about. The gods, Set and Osiris, implicitly. But historically, again, moral dualism began. And we have historical records to verify. Now we know all the people on the earth, on this globe, on this planet, the anthropologists and the archaeologists, the scientists, doing research. So, moral dualism began as a theological belief. It had a beginning. Dualism was first seen implicitly in Egyptian religious belief by the contrast of the gods Set, disorder and death, and Osiris, order and life. Now what else? The first explicit conception of dualism came from the ancient Persians. Religion of Zoroastrianism. And it came around the mid-5th century BC. And that Zoroastrianism is a monotheistic, religion. They believe that Ahura Mazda is the eternal creator of all things. Alright? So, we just talked about implicit. Let's go to explicit. Explicit. Clearly and precisely expressed. Clearly and precisely expressed. Explicit. So we know that the first explicit conception of dualism came from the ancient Persians. Now don't forget now, the archaeologists and the anthropologists, they do their research. So dualism was first seen implicitly in the Egyptian religious belief by the contrast of the god set. So that's how it was seen. When you see the god Set, disorder and death, and you see Osiris, order and life, implicitly you're seeing this. Implicitly. Dualism. And also the first explicit conception of dualism came from the ancient Persian religion of Zoroastrianism. So when you think about all the people on this earth, on this globe, on this planet, now the archaeologists and anthropologists, how could you say that? Because the archaeologists and anthropologists, they did research and they doing research. The branches of science doing research. Now, when used with regards to multiple gods, dualism may refer to duotheism or bitheism or ditheism. Now, although ditheism and bitheism, they imply moral dualism, which you know, two. They are not equivalent. Ditheism, bitheism implies at least two gods, while moral dualism does not necessarily imply theism, meaning that moral dualism ain't necessarily got to have anything to do with theism, with a God. And so, bitheism and ditheism imply belief in two equally powerful gods. Two powerful gods with complementary or autonomous properties. Okay, let me see. Now pay attention. Now, in a bitheistic system, by contrast, when the two deities are not in conflict, they're not in conflict. It's two gods in a bitheistic system. They're not in conflict, they're not in opposition. One could be male and the other female. You can find an example of that neo-pagan religion in Wicca. Now, when we deal with radical dualism or absolute dualism, and you also have mitigated dualism. Radical dualism or absolute dualism is two co-equal divine forces. Two co-equal divine forces. True. All right. So that's a radical dualism, something like monarchism. Conceive of two previously coexisting realms of light and darkness, which became embroiled in conflict, owing to the chaotic actions of the latter. Now, mitigated dualism is where one of the two principles in some way inferior to the other. And then you have examples like the classical Gnostic movement, like the Sethians. Okay, so now we're down here on theistic dualism. In theology, dualism can refer to the relationship between God and creation, or God and the universe. And that form of dualism is a belief shared in certain traditions of Christianity and Hinduism. Okay, so we mentioned that ontological dualism. Okay. But there's some significant things to point out. Just like when it said the first, we're talking about that history. It said immoral dualism. It had a beginning. And then it also states that the other, dualism was first seen implicitly in the Egyptian religious contrast of the gods set. That's what they're trying to say. That in order for you to, when you actually seen this belief, you had one God, Set, which was disorder and death. Then you had another God, Osiris, who was order and life. So you had all kind of rituals that was taking place. It's a possibility. Might have been build a pyramid. But see, that's what it means. Implicit. That means that you're seeing it. You sense it. My dictionary fell apart. So that's what it means. It means that you actually seeing it. It's a possibility. There might have been a statue of Set, and then another statue of Osiris. And then you might have been doing some kind of sacrifices to Set and to Osiris. It might have been a day of the week that you had some kind of do or don't do, But this the first time implicitly seen was when the Egyptian religious beliefs in the God, and these gods are contrast Because one God is disorder and death. That's set. Then you had the other God, Osiris, who was order and life. That's the first time it's ever been seen, implicitly. Now, the first time it's been seen explicitly, dualism, was the ancient Persians. And the religion you're talking about is Zoroastrianism. And Zoroastrianism is a monotheistic religion. So we know this is important. It's important to know these things. Because dualism and cosmology, you're talking about two gods. Talking about two. Two, maybe more. But we know it's two. So, like I said, dualism in cosmology. It's important. So like I said, dualism in cosmology. Because when we have information, we know that the archaeologists, the anthropologists, as well, you know, the fields of science, the branches of science. They've investigated, did research, and they still investigating and doing research. And so we make sure we don't lose sight of how important it is to inform ourselves about dualism in cosmology. It's important. Because historically, like I said, the scientists, they study these things. And see, like I said about dualism and cosmology, moral dualism It ain't necessarily got to be about theism, about God. Prehistoric religion. Now, prehistoric religion is a religious practice of prehistoric cultures. Prehistory, the period before written records, accounts for the book, the human experience. Okay, accounts for the book on human experience. Over 99% of it occurred during a Paleolithic period alone. Quit bringing, hold on. Prehistoric cultures spanned the globe and existed for over 2.5 million years. Their religious practices were many and varied, and studying them is difficult due to the lack of written records detailing their faiths. All right? Pay attention. The cognitive capacity for religion likely first emerged in Homo sapiens, or anatomically modern humans, although some scholars posit the existence of Neanderthal religion and sparse evidence exists for earlier ritual practice, excluding sparse and controversial evidence in the Middle Paleolithic. It's about 300,000, 50,000 years ago. Religion emerged with certainty in the Upper Paleolithic, around 50,000 years ago. And Upper Paleolithic religion was possibly shamanic, centered on the phenomenon of special spiritual leaders entering trance states to receive esoteric knowledge. These practices are extrapolated from the rich and complex body of art left by Paleolithic artists, particularly the elaborate cave art okay. Okay. The Neolithic Revolution, which established agriculture as the dominant way of life, occurred around 12,000 BC and ushered in the Neolithic. Neolithic society grew hierarchical and inegalitarian compared to its Palestinian forebears, and their religious practices likely changed Let me see here. Paleolithic forebears and their religious practices likely changed to suit Okay. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Okay. When we look at we talking about prehistory. And we talking about these hominin. The timeline of human evolution. It says that outlines the major events in the evolutionary lineage of the modern human species. Homo sapiens, throughout the history of life, beginning some 3.9 billion years ago, down to recent evolution. By H. sapiens during and since the last glacial period. Okay. No, I'm looking at this page. Okay. They got the lifetime line. Then what was the other one? The hominin timeline. Now, African traditional religion encompasses diverse indigenous spiritual beliefs and practices of African peoples passed down orally through generations. Key components include a supreme creator God, ancestral veneration, and a deep connection to nature. Now, what's the core beliefs? Supreme creator. Most traditions acknowledge a high distant supreme deity such as Olodumare for the Yoruba or Inyami for the Akan. Ancestral veneration. Ancestors act as vital, spiritual, intermediaries who remain actively involved in community and family affairs, animism and nature. Spirits inhabit natural elements like rivers, trees, and mountains, reflecting a worldview where all things possess a spiritual essence. Practices and leadership or tradition. Teachings are preserved through myths, songs, ceremonies, and proverbs rather than sacred scriptures. Rituals and rites. Communities mark life milestones. Signal changes and breaking through and healing through drumming, dance, offerings, and occasional sacrifices. Spiritual specialists, local priests, diviners, and traditional healers guide community well-being and interpret spiritual signs. Okay, African traditional religion. African traditional religion is, then you can say traditional African religion. You can say ancient African religion. Talking about the same thing. Talking about the same thing. And then you got animism and shamanism. Talking about the spirits. And so, now, it's good to have YouTube video. It's good to have access to the internet, to the World Wide Web, because information is available. You know, information is there. And you can benefit. You know, you can benefit from having access to the internet, to the World Wide Web. You can learn how to read. Because some people, you know, when you're trying to learn how to read, you have to start from the beginning, from the very basics. Basically, you know, learn how to pronounce your words when you're talking to people, and then, you know, how you say the word in a sentence. So that's important. And so education is important. Like United Negro College Fund say, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. And so when we was going over dualism in cosmology. Dualism in cosmology. See, the first time it's ever been seen on this earth, on this globe, on this planet. The first time. With what's the name? With the Egyptians, with this contrasting gods Set in Osiris. And then the first time it's ever been seen on this earth, on this globe, on this planet, explicitly, was in the Persian belief of And so, when you don't hear the archaeologist or the anthropologist saying anything else, you'll be able to make a choice and decision. And so that's a very serious thing. And so we're going to continue to talk about the branches of science. For example, formal sciences, natural sciences, which is physical and life sciences, social sciences, and the social sciences are behavioral, cognitive, and applied. Mathematics is considered to be one of the black gangsters' form of sciences. Hold on. Wait a minute. I mean, the form of science, I was looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at one of my other notes. But when we talk about the form of science, we talking about, for example, like logic. And as you know, logic is a branch of philosophy. Mathematics and statistics, system science, data science, information theory, computer science, and cryptography. Now, those, like I said, those examples of form of science. Okay, form of science. But it's important for the sciences, because you can have like chemistry and then physics and life sciences without math. Without math. So you need it. Math and science go together. You can't have one without the other. Now, like we stated earlier, the Wi-Fi and the World Wide Web. All these things are important. They can be very useful. Very useful. And so, when you use things in the proper way, just like our land. Land can be used in a positive or negative way. Let me give you an example of a negative way that land was used. Slavery. Slavery. You use the land wrong, in the wrong way. Making false claims about labor. You just basically lied. So that's the reason why it's important, to inform people, because other people try to, take advantage of it. And so it's good to have access to the internet for that reason, because information is available, and the speed of acquiring this information is very convenient. We're not living in a day and time where we have to get your wagon, ride on a horse, even though there's nothing wrong with riding a horse. I mean, domesticate the horse and use the horse to get from point A to point B. But there's a lot of things, it's just like we just went over prehistoric. We talking about history. And so, we talking about African traditional African religion, ancient African religion, talking about animism and shamanism and all that. A reel can benefit. Not just a YouTube video, but we have reels too, where information is being dispensed. And so it's good, it's a good thing to have access to the internet. Because we can talk about things in the past, in the present, as well as in the future. And so the way we use technology is important. Like I said, when you use technology, the inventions in the right way, we benefit. Just like an automobile. If you use a car to get from point A to point B, but if you use a car to try to rob a bank, and in the process of trying to rob the bank, you ran in the bank, held the place up, then try to get away. So then you get into a high-speed chase, putting yourself and others in danger by getting into a high-speed chase. That's not the right thing to do with an automobile. Not only could you hit a pedestrian, but you could have hit another car. You could have killed yourself and somebody else. See, we had to put things in the proper perspective. When we use inventions that are invented, sometimes we don't use the inventions in the proper way. See, that's what the United Nations doing about nuclear weapons. Because you let their weapon be used in the wrong way. So it's important that we use technology in the right way. And so, like I said, on my previous video, we were talking about YouTube and how much of a benefit, but you know, the Reels, YouTube, what they got, Spotify, you know, podcasts, you know, all these things, you know, are good. Because you got audio and video recording. And it can benefit a lot of people. And so, when the archaeologists and anthropologists be doing research, their information is important. It's very important. We talking about animism and shamanism. And when we were talking about dualism and cosmology, that's a serious thing. That's a very serious thing. And so, when we have all these reels, sometimes, you know, these reels be having history about groups of people. And those people's belief was animism. You know, what the scientists refer to being animistic, because that's what they say about African traditional religion. That is animistic about African traditional religions or traditional African religions, ancient African religions, that they are animistic. And if it hadn't been for the archaeologists doing the research and the anthropologists doing research, for example, you know, like we talked about on my previous video, like voodoo and the Orishas. There's so many beliefs in sub-Saharan Africa. And so that's what they're talking about. That's what the archaeologists and anthropologists. And so, take advantage of the technology, use it in the proper way, because it's beneficial. So like we were talking about how YouTube video can be very beneficial because people try to lie. It's just like we were talking about dualism in cosmology. And because somebody tried to lie in the past with like this Gnostic nonsense, tried to lie, we was able to address the nonsense because Rabbi Akiva had already refuted Gnosticism. Then the Catholic Church later on refuted Gnosticism. And not just but the when the Catholic Church as well as the Jews refuted. See, this is what information. When you preserve the information, we're gonna have to keep on saying the same thing. We already proved it, and the information is available to address the lies. So when we talk about African traditional religion, animism, and shamanism, you learn about the people. You learn about the people in the past. You learn about people today. You can learn about people in the future. And so a lot of these videos are available, and they're helping. They're a big help. And so all that stuff about some stupid Nazi nonsense. The people who thought they can get away, they didn't get away. And that's the reason why. That's the reason why they didn't get away. And so, being that they couldn't get away, the issues that need to be addressed can be addressed. I think about just like in Chicago, when we talk about the conservative vice lord, I think about Evan Pepperell Perry. That's what I've been constantly, speaking out about, is that people were talking about these two gods, like this ignorant Larry Hoover and this dummy George Booney Black Davis, talking about some two gods. If you want, a YouTube video is a big help. Because I leave my YouTube video and I try to help the conservative vice lord. Try to help. Not to let that black gangster new breed and not to let that gangster disciple think. Don't let them think. Not just not to let them get away, but this is what, when you had to deal with people lying. See, I didn't want the conservative vice lord to be walking around talking about no damn two gods. That's what I was doing something about. I made sure that goddamn it that the conservative vice lord don't be saying nothing, and the unknown vice lord, and the traveling vice lord, the mafia insanes, and Imperial insane and the Undertaker insane and all that. The four corner hustlers trying to do something about that. That's the reason why things are all this disunity. The black disciples, almighty black peace stone nation. Because hell, another one who didn't know what he was talking about was that Eugene Bull Harrison. He didn't know what he was talking about. Coming from Ohio. He didn't know what he was talking about. And then the so-called outfits, some Italians. They were supposedly the Italians supposed to be Catholics. Well, hell, man. This damn Nazi mess was a big influence on the so-called Italians. But a YouTube video in a reel has been a big help. It's just like a book. Just like a dictionary. Been a big help. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have access to the internet and have the World Wide Web. Now we got artificial intelligence today. But it's a good thing. Because see, like I said, that's the first thing. I didn't want the conservative vice lord to be walking around talking about no damn two gods. Because Evan Pepperell Perry, as well as others, see, when I think about Evan Pepperell Perry during that period of time, hell, I think about my own mom and dad, hell, and my grandmama and granddad. How people have been oppressed. But because of, a YouTube video, look, I'm making my YouTube video, doing my reel, so it's going to help. It's going to be a big help. A very big help. It's going to make a positive difference. Dualism and cosmology. Dualism and cosmology. See, all that bitheism, all that ditheism, you talking about two gods. Two gods. When I was reading the Holy Bible, we talking about one God. One. When you talk about African traditional religion or traditional African religion, you talking about ancient African religion, you talking about one God. One God. Animism and shamanism, you talking about one God. That's what you talking about. You talking about one God. Animism, shamanism, you talking about one God. Not two or more. One God. See, George Booney Black. George Booney Black David. He didn't know what he was talking about. See, it's a good thing we had a YouTube video. It's a good thing we had a YouTube video. Because let's see, this is what the conservative ideologue can deal with. When you know that dummy, when you know that dumb ass nigga didn't know, and he was going walking around listening to the outfit, trying to be a field house nigga, going around being sent out by the outfit, want to do all this stuff for them. Extortion, extort the goon squad, extorting from poor black men, women, and children who migrated from the South to Chicago, to the state of Illinois. See, a YouTube video exposed. Don't take that goddamn shit. Don't take nothing. Just like I said last on my previous video. When you see a YouTube video, you see Chief Pierre. God damn it, I see it. And I don't take it. I don't take nothing off you, man. Talking about $25,000 for this man's life. Well, goddamn it, your life is for zero. I ain't got to have a penny. All I needed was a YouTube video to inform me and to tell me what you did. That's all I needed. The conservative idol ain't got to give me a dime. They ain't got to give me a penny. When I seen a YouTube video, I want to kill your ass. Because your bitch ass thought you were going to do it to me. And I'm here to tell you, you're a damn lie. I'm too mean. I'm too goddamn mean for that. Shit. No, you're a goddamn lie. You ain't going to do a damn thing to me. It's what I'm going to do to your ass. Like I've been telling your bitch ass, like the reason why a lot of you motherfuckers still alive is because the police. That's the only reason your ass alive. Telling me about no damn two gods. The only reason you still alive because the police. I'm trying to do something about that. So your ass won't be walking around. Talking about some gangster society. That's the reason why I do the things I do. Like I told conservative vice lord, man, don't let no damn body come from outside the state. Don't let nobody come. That's the reason why the state penitentiary, the Illinois State Penitentiary, don't let no damn body come from outside the state. Nobody. Don't let nobody come from outside the state. Talking about coming to jail. Talking about you out on the street committing crime. Who you committing crimes against? Because I know goddamn well in Chicago. And then you think you gonna bring your ass to the state penitentiary? You got another thing coming. You got another thing coming. See, I know how to kill. I know how to kill. See, it ain't no such thing as going to protective custody. There ain't no such thing as being on death row. There ain't no such thing as you being on maximum security and you can't be reached. I'm doing something about that. See, I know how to kill. I know how to kill. Just like that goddamn bus. When you get transferred from the county jail to the state penitentiary, that goddamn bus you riding. I'm a veteran of the United States Marine Corps. I kill your ass on the bus. I kill you. While you riding on that goddamn bus, I'll blow your goddamn brains out. I'm not the one to play with, man. I know how to kill motherfuckers. And motherfuckers that I don't like the black gangster new breed, that gangster disciple, I don't have no patience. I don't have no compassion, no mercy. Zero. Should have never got away. Should have never got away. That's the reason why I do the things I do. You should have never got away. Never. Talking no damn two gods. Should have never got away. That include that damn weak ass blood gang, Crip gang in Los Angeles. Big motherfuckers coming from migrating from down south to Los Angeles, California. Shouldn't have got away. The same thing. Two gods. See, that's the reason why you don't let people come from outside the state. You don't let these bitches come from outside the state. You don't let them bitches come from outside the state. You kill motherfuckers in prison. You see the black gangster new breed, you kill them bitches. See the gangster sidewalk, you kill them bitches. Not just on the street, in the prison. You kill them bitches. They ain't nobody. Like Edwin Peplo Perry told you. We vice lords. We vice lords. You don't let nobody come in the state penitentiary. Just like these little counties, what's that, Cook County. It's a possibility might have some kind of like county jail and shit. Hell, it's the same damn thing. Don't kill your ass. Just kill you. The child hall. The goddamn laundry. See, I know how to kill motherfuckers. I know how to kill. from the inside and the outside. Because the prison got windows. I kill your ass from the outside. Now in this day and time, we got drones flying around. I kill you. See, that's just like riding on that goddamn prison bus. A goddamn drone be flying around and kill you. And kill your ass. You playing with the wrong one, man. You playing with the wrong one, man. I ain't going, man. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, Black Gangster, New Breed, Gangster Society, Eric ain't going, man. I'm killing. I kill motherfuckers, man. I don't care nothing about, man. I kill you. I tell you, I don't give a fuck. You can be on the damn bus, blow the bus up. I don't give a fuck. Only thing that'll keep from blowing the goddamn bus, some of them vice lords could be getting transferred from one prison to the next prison. But that won't stop me from blowing your goddamn brains out. I know how to shoot. I know how to shoot. Plus, we put a scope on a rifle, goddamn. Blow your goddamn brains out. See, it ain't no such thing as talking about you gonna sit your ass in the state penitentiary. No, you not. Because I be trying to kill your ass all day, every damn day. You'll never eat. You can't even get commissary, goddamn. Because I'm going to try to kill you. Talking about some minimum security and medium security, not just getting stuck. I be trying to kill your ass. You can never go eat in the chow hall. Never. Because all day, every day, I be trying to kill your ass. All day. In the laundry room, the same thing. You'll never, ever get away. Never. I know how to kill motherfuckers. You'll never get away. Never. You'll never get away. Like I tell them brothers, when I leave my video, when you see that bitch Larry Hoof, he should have never got away. His ass got stuck 27 times. Him and Boney Black, stupid ass niggas, trying to kill each other. Couldn't even do that right. One supposed to got away with that shit, man. But I tell you this though, your ass sitting in the state penitentiary, you're gonna die. You're gonna get killed. And you thought I couldn't get you? That's what I'm telling your ass. That chow hall, you're going to die. I'm going to kill you. That laundry room, they're going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I know how to kill a motherfucker. And you better know it. You going to die. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to teach them niggas how to kill. It ain't no one way. I got multiple ways to get you. Ain't no damn body gonna never walk around, never again, and think I can't get you. You ain't safe on death row. You ain't safe in PC. You ain't safe nowhere in the state penitentiary. You ain't safe. Them damn hoes in that women prison, you not safe. Every walking around, you not safe. I can get you. I can get you. It ain't nowhere in the prison I can't get you. I can get you anytime I want to. You not safe. Riding on that damn bus, I can get you. I'll blow your goddamn brains out. I can get you. Now that county jail, I tell them brothers, I know I can get you down there. First thing I always know, just like in the state of Tennessee, you commit a crime, they bring your ass in. You ain't get away with the crime you committed. They brought your ass in. See, them judges and the prosecuting attorney, defense attorney, and all them employees and shit, when you start doing something down in the jail, the last thing I want to hear is hear them whining and crying. Because the inmates got into a fight. Somebody got stabbed in the holding tank. If I take it, hey, if I take it any further, some motherfuckers laying in there dead, and they gotta shut the whole damn prison down, gotta evacuate the motherfucker. See, this shit caused too much of a media, you know what I'm saying? So I know what to do and what not to do. When you get your ass on that bus, you done got your time, and you coming to the state penitentiary, you know I can get you. I can get you. Don't even waste your time talking about no PC. Don't waste your time, because I can get you. I have somebody come over there and get you. I'm telling them brothers, them vice lords walking around in the state pen, they have somebody come over to check in and kill your ass and get you. That's the main, is to make sure they can get you. You can't hide. You can't hide in the Illinois State Penitentiary. I can get your ass on the bus. If you're on death row, you call yourself and did something, and you got your time, and they talking about they gave you the death penalty, you're not safe. You're not safe on death row. I can reach you. You think that commissary come around there? I can get you. I can get you on death row. You touch that motherfucking phone. You touch that goddamn phone. You think I won't try to get you? Don't you try me. Don't you never try me like that. Don't you never ever try me. I get your ass. I get you. You touch that fucking phone, you won't touch that motherfucker again. Because I didn't put something on that motherfucker. I was waiting on you to grab that phone. And when you grab that motherfucker, something on there that you can't get rid of, it's going to kill you. See, you fucking with the wrong one, man. When I know your ass coming from that jail, man, I'm going to tell you about death row, man. I'm going to make sure you get the message. Before you get in that cell, before you even get in that motherfucking cell, bitch, I put something in that cell to kill you. I'm not the one to play with, man. I kill you. I kill you. I put something in that goddamn cell before you get there. And when they close that goddamn door, your ass gonna die. And when that goddamn prison guard come back and walk around, your ass laying up in that motherfucker dead. You laying up in that motherfucker dead. I got you. I could get you on the bus, but I ain't guarantee where you gonna sit. Don't play with me, man. Don't play with me. Because I will kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I kill you. I can get you. See, that's what I ain't like. I ain't like you. That you thought you. See, you got the wrong opinion. You thought you couldn't get got. So you thought you gonna do something on the street. But whatever the fuck you done, first thing, the state didn't let you get away. And I ain't gonna let you get away either. The state of Illinois didn't let your ass get away, and I ain't either. When you get your time, you get your ass on that bus, coming to the Illinois State Penitentiary. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to get you. You ain't got to worry about no sticking. They ain't the only thing. They ain't the only thing you got to worry about. Because I get you. I got all kind of ways to get you. I get your ass through the window. I get you. So don't you get too goddamn confident Don't you get no goddamn confidence and think you safe. Because when I leave my YouTube video, them goddamn conservative violors, they know. They know. That's what Elton Piplo Perry said. That's what the old head said, man. You don't let no motherfucker. No. No. We vice lords. We vice lords, man. And I get you. Yeah, we'll be walking around with some prison clothes on, you'll fall out. They had to shut the whole goddamn prison down. We got your ass. They got you. And the next motherfucker that try that shit, they know. Motherfucker thought they couldn't get gat over in PC. Motherfucker won't say that no more. Motherfucker be sitting around on death row. They know. Don't you never say that. Because I can get you. I can get you through the window. Don't you never say that. Think I can't get you. You just sit your ass up in the cell and eat commissary. When the prison guard come walking back around, while you sitting up in there eating honey buns and all that, eating them tater chips, I got your ass. I got you. I got you. See, I know what your mind thinking. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. And I'm telling your ass, you thinking the wrong way. Because I'll kill you. I'm telling you, you can't think that way with me. Because I get you. I get you before you get to the cell. Talking about sitting on death row. Talking about you done did something on the street. And these vice lords I be like, before the motherfucker get off that bus, that cell, when that bitch get in that motherfucking cell, they close that door. When the prison guard come walking back around, they gonna look up there. That motherfucker gonna be laying down there dead. You gonna be dead. They got you. Like I said, now don't you ride on that motherfucking bus now. Motherfucker think you gonna ride on the bus and think you safe. I send you out. I let you sit on that motherfucking bus like one of them gangsters, like one of them black new breeds. I just let you sit on the bus. I be sitting there watching your ass the whole time. Then one day, when you thought I wasn't gonna do nothing, pow! You thought wrong, bitch. You thought wrong. Then blow the fucking brain. One of them got their head, the brain blowed out. You thought wrong, bitch. You thought wrong. Just like that fucking bitch ass Larry Hoover sitting his ass up in the cell. I was sitting here the whole time. I know this ass got transferred from the Fed. I know this ass was sitting there. I didn't say nothing. I know this ass was walking around. You be the last motherfucker to walk around this long. You be the last motherfucker to walk around this long. Because I'm telling you, it don't take that much. It don't take that long for your ass to die. I know. It don't take that long. It don't take that long for you to die. But you'll be the last motherfucker to ever take this goddamn long to kill somebody. But it's a good thing to have a YouTube video. Because when I seen that big picture, I looked at my mom and dad. I was like, hey, I thought about grandmama, granddad. Just like that boony black bitch. See, that's what I tell conservative advisors. See, it's a good thing to have YouTube video. It's a good thing. You see all them court cases? Got brothers and probably sisters getting put in the Fed. Getting put in the Fed. You give the Fed too much time. You give the Fed too much time to build a case. You give them too much time. It'd be the same damn thing, some heroin and some cocaine. You give the Fed, you just throw your own self in jail. The Fed didn't even have to put no handcuffs on it. You just put your own damn self in jail. Then you got all this confidential informant. Hell, whoever you selling dope to, whoever bought the dope, you ought to know it's a confidential informant. Even Hollywood tell you that. There ain't no secret. You just not finding out. Like, damn. What? Somebody bought some dope from me? What? Man, it was the one that bought the drugs from you was a confident informant. You just not finding out? Damn. I'm just not finding out. Man, that's the reason why you ain't got all them Fed charges. That's the reason why you got all them Fed charges. Shoot. You've been selling heroin and cocaine to the Fed the whole time. You've been selling heroin and cocaine to the Fed the whole time. Probably that's who you got the shipment from. Well, the FBI, the DEA. It wasn't the cartel. It was the DEA. It was the Feds, man. Shit. But that's how a YouTube video. You give the Feds too much time to build a case. I sit down and watch some of these cases. I'll be honest, man. It took 10 years for some of these people. I'm like, man, you mean to tell me it took 10 years for the Fed to investigate then? You've been sitting around all this time? You give the Fed too much time. You give the Feds too much time to build a case. What you ought not do is let them build nothing. That's just being realistic, man. Just because, I mean, that's the only thing you can see is that you took advantage of the fact that the Fed was building a case, and you just went on and on and on and on, and it caught up with you. Then once they do that, that's the reason why you couldn't get out of it. You just put your own self in there. You know, you ain't had a foresight to see that you can't do that without being investigated. You cannot traffic drugs and not be investigated. What sense that make? Anytime you do something like that, you should automatically know the Feds. You don't, no. The Feds they not blind. They not blind. You had the wrong opinion. It ain't nothing that the Feds don't know. Talking about some drug trafficking. No, they know. Anything else you talking about, sex trafficking, anything else, do not think the Feds don't know. They know. But they abide by the law, so they're going to build a case. All this wiretaps and all this stuff. I'm talking about, man, that, the Feds. But it's a good thing to have a YouTube video. I don't know what talking about this guy named Monroe and the Four Corner Hustler, man. Talking about man, we gonna break away. And it's a good thing to have a YouTube video because you see any and everybody else doing the same thing, selling heroin and cocaine all over the United States of America, all over the world. Everybody selling heroin and cocaine, and then later on, plus LSD, PCP, and then methamphetamines and marijuana and opioids and fentanyl, all that, and anything else you can think of, pills and man, it's just. But it's a good thing to have a YouTube video. You know what I'm saying? Because when you learn the history, see, this is one of the good things about local people. It's just like the city of Memphis. And then you see how the black gangster new breed and how this gangster disciple. See, like I've been saying all the time, there wasn't even no reason for you to do that. See, just like I've been telling you, they've been talking about two gods. Two gods. That's the reason why I keep telling you, it wasn't no reason for you to do that, man. Because you ain't talking, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. That's the reason why when you say dualism and cosmology, that's what I'm telling you. It wasn't no reason for you to do that. You should have never got away this damn long. You should have never got away. And Elvin Pepper Perry, hell, he ain't did nothing wrong. If all you dumbass niggas don't know what the fuck you talking about, and you talking about some two gods, hell, Elvin Pepper Perry a real nigga. Talking about a YouTube video, hell, Jeff Ford a real nigga. Because I know damn well, when you sit there and watch a YouTube video of Chief Papa, and then watch a YouTube video talking about Rube and Thunder, over in Motown, and how all that came about over in Motown. And you talking about two gods. That's what I'm talking about, Eugene Bull Harrison. He didn't know what he was talking about. Him and the Hopper boys, they ain't know what the fuck they was talking about. It's a good thing to have a YouTube video. He did the right thing to kill that nigga, man. Jeff Ford was right. The L. Rukins, he was right. Because when you know motherfuckers is walking around trying to talk about two gods trying to stab you in the back. See, this is what helped the conservative vice lords. When you see the Black Peace Stones out there in California, see a YouTube video, when you hear somebody come from another state talking about this and that, see, that's the reason why I do the things I do. It ain't no reason for no Black Prince Stone coming from California talking about anything, including the four corner hustle. That's what I did something about. Because Monroe Banks, he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. He ended up getting killed. Talking about you sell heroin and cocaine. I'm like, man, you don't get your ass back over here and man, you better quit playing with me. Talking about some goddamn black diamond. Man, you better get your ass up out my face, man. I'm telling you, before you get your ass killed. See, that's what Pluto did. And Ghost Mob, that's what they did. And that's what they still be doing, trying to kill you. And M&A and Black Mob, the four corner hustle. Man, you better get your ass back in line. I know that. Talking about some heroin and cocaine. I know that. And shut the fuck up. I'm telling you. Because Monroe ain't had no business saying nothing like that. Talking about no heroin and cocaine. Man. But see, that's a good thing about a YouTube video. See, when you had to deal with that blood gang, that Crip gang, see, the Black Prince Stone, they know that other people be talking about they vice lords and be in Memphis and Nashville and then down to Mississippi and over in Arkansas. See, all that two God mess, that Gnostic shit. See, that's what I've been doing something about. And when you talking about people coming from outside the state, see, this is what you ain't got to keep on bringing up, the same dumbass shit. Because a lot of these local shit, just like around here in Shelby County, talking about some blood gang, crip gang, and then over there on the East Coast, motherfuckers be trying to go out there to Los Angeles and then trying to come around a lot of these local cities and things, and then you talking about you going to come up to Illinois. Nah. See, this is the reason why I do what I do. And then another thing, see, conservative vice lord corporate is coming back. That's the reason why I do what I do. Because see, you don't let nobody come from somewhere else and think they gon' no. Conservative vice lord corporate is coming back. It's coming back. There's going to be a lot of positive things coming. A lot of positive things coming. It's a good thing to have a YouTube video. See, when a lot of people be hearing people like that gangster cyber in the local area running their damn mouth and they black gangster new breed, see a YouTube video, just like trying to talk about this boony black. You know you're an ignorant mom. You know you the dumbest son of a gun. He don't know what he talking about. That dude didn't know what he was talking about. Field house nigga. Going around extorting other blacks and stuff. And then doing it for the white people. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got a lot of nerve. He going around extorting blacks and he doing it for the whites. And it ain't just me saying that. The YouTube video telling you that's what he was doing. But it's good to have a YouTube video. See, when sisters and brothers talk about Elvin Pepper Perry, see, you know that's a real man. You know he real. You know he real. That's the reason why I talk the way I talk. When you said something about some two God, I was like, man, I don't know what the fuck you been talking about. You weren't gonna never ever disrespect Elvin Pepper Perry name like that when I'm walking around. Because your dumb ass ain't got no, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Talking about some two gods. That's the reason why I do the things I do. That's the reason why I do what I do. Talking about two gods. Radical dualism. Mitigated dualism. You know? That's the reason why I do the things I do. Moral dualism, it don't even have anything, it ain't necessarily got to have anything to do with God. Bitheism, ditheism, ontological dualism. Elvin Pepper Perry, he real. Elvin Pepper Perry is true. See, that's the reason why, man, you know, it's a good thing to have a YouTube video. When I looked at Jeff Ford, that's a real man, man. That's a true brother. King David Bosdale. They had a breakfast club and everything. They had a breakfast program and everything. That's a real brother. it's unfortunate, you know, that brother life ended that way. That's a real brother. See, this is the reason why I do the things I do. Because when you try to say things about, I be right here. No, man. No, that's a real brother, man. King David Balde, that's a real brother. That's a real man. He's true. It's good to have a YouTube video. Learn about the court system. Give the feds too much time. Give the feds too much time to build a case. And doing the same shit over and over again. Heroin and cocaine. That's the reason why it's a good thing to have a YouTube video. Cause see, you don't let other people come from somewhere else, come all the way up to Chicago, come all the way up to different places in Illinois, and think you gon' no. But like I said though, man, you know, all that two God stuff. See, when Rabbi Akiva, now see, the longer you talk about it, then you begin to understand. See, you begin to understand Rabbi Akiva and the Jews, one God, one. And when you read the Holy Bible, you begin to really grasp that whole, concept. One God. But then you know what else you do? See, when you talk about animism and shamanism, you really begin to understand that the people you talking about, that's what they was talking about. One God. One. And they've been talking about this for a long time. Even before the Jews received the word from God. They were talking about one God. One. See, you begin to really see what the archaeologists and anthropologists say when they said the first time. See, when you don't catch it, when people say something to you, and when you didn't catch it, we talk about it. So you'll catch it. The archaeologists and the anthropologists, scientists, when they talk about it, they say the first time. So that means that it ain't always been. But there was a first time. And it's not prehistoric. We got records. We got records. So the first time, you talk about moral dualism. The first time. When the Egyptians implicitly talked about two gods. Talked about two. Set and Osiris. That was the first. Then there's another first. It's not prehistoric because We got records. It was explicitly understood. Zoroaster, two gods. Two. See, then you begin to understand. Then you begin to understand that the people you talking about, animism, shamanism, one God. Because that cleared up a lot. If you say the first time and you identify the Egyptians, you identify the Persians, what they say about everybody else? You either a polytheist or a monotheist. You either a polytheist or a monotheist. So when you say animism to identify the Niger Congo in sub-Saharan Africa, that didn't exclude the Nilo-Saharans either, as well as Afro-Asiatics. It didn't. Like the Hebrews and the Ethiopians and because you said the first time, then what they say about the Egyptians. And what they say about the Persians. And those who surround you. Your neighbors. See, it was the first time. And it's recorded. It's not prehistoric where we don't have no records. We don't have no evidence of anything. See, it's good to have a YouTube video. It's good. It's good to have a reel. Because when you're talking about history, you know who they're talking about. Like Dr. John Henry Clark. His YouTube video. His books on African spirituality. See, it's good to have a YouTube video. It's a good thing. Talking about two gods. Come back on my next video. We're going to pick up right where we left back off. You get a chance, check out a YouTube video. Maybe you'll learn something about the history of Chicago. Maybe, and then, maybe some of the brothers selling heroin, cocaine, maybe you'll catch a hint that the feds give you. That they're going to catch your ass. Then you better take the hint, goddamn shit. Talking about some heroin, some cocaine. You better take the hint. Goddamn, they're going to build a case against and pull you right on up in that federal court. Life plus. But I'm getting ready to end today's video. One God. Thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Son of God, for all the blessings and the guidance He provides us all with. And continue to pray about natural disasters and continue to pray about wars that are being fought. Continue to pray. And one God. One God. And I'm going to come back on my next video, man. We're going to pick up right where we left. Prehistoric religion. African traditional religion. Traditional African religion. Ancient African religion. Animism. Shamanism. And we just going to pick up right where we left off. and watch a YouTube video. And maybe you'll learn something about the history of Chicago. Maybe, you know. Don't let the black gangster new breed lie to you. And don't let the gangster disciple lie to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and end today's video. Like I said, man, we're gonna come back on my next video. We're gonna pick up right where we left off. You know, and take care of yourself. Wish each and every one of you very best.